Back live on YouTube. Welcome everyone. Um, so it's been interesting. It's been a good couple days. I haven't gone live, but I'm going live tonight, and I'm back. And what I want to share on this live feed is in order to open a new chapter in your life, you have to close the old chapter. There's no way in life that you're able to step into something new when you leave roots into something that's old and done. Colin, what's up, baby? 1 million. I appreciate that. Colin on the live check-in. Colin's referencing yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I made a video. I surpassed 1 million total views on my channel. For me, huge accomplishment. I appreciate that. I also got a shout out from a Buckhead Nation. Gentleman dad who runs that and a couple of his fans. They mentioned me in their live feed. I checked them out for the first time. It's got like 1.6 million subscribers, something like that. I'm very thankful for that mention. I appreciate that. That meant a lot to me, and all his supporters. I appreciate them checking me out. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The YouTube journey is very interesting. It'll either make or break you as far as your internal well-being, and how you want to share your life, or if you want to share your life at all. So it's a interesting thing. I don't want to, tomorrow will be my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. I'll do a video about that and give you some insight, in addition to the video I made yesterday, and we'll go from there. Sally on the live checking. Hey, Sally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Smiley face with the sunglass face emoji and the thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rob Torrey. Yo, Sam, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. It's good. Look, it's good to have everyone back. I mean, I enjoy doing, 5-10 minute video clips. There's a moment of solitude that I can really dig into my thoughts, articulate them quietly, and I know the video is going to be high quality. When I go live, I know sometimes, depending on where I'm at, the feed may be a little bit choppy, but what's worth it is the live and you being feed connection, reading every comment, getting into good conversations, talking about life, and that's magical. Appreciate that. Shelly, because you are the best, all caps. I appreciate that. Thank you, Shelly. You're the best too. That's what this one is, put no one on a pedestal, including me, but I appreciate the encouragement. Two is, that's you. And that's what I want for everyone. Joshua, what's up, Joshua? Hey, man, hello, all caps. Appreciate that. Jada from the West Coast. Hello, Samuel. Blessings to you always. Same to you. Same to you. Deb, hey. Susan. Hey, Sam and company. Just checking in while fixing dinner. Susan, we love that. Shout out to Susan. We appreciate that, Susan. I hope you have a great dinner. And thank you. Crossroads Chris, shout out to Georgia. Good evening, Sam. Right on, brother. So many positive things for you to endorse forward. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thankful, man. We have to go, and I appreciate all the love. Wiseman, hello from Wing Pig. I hope I said that right. Winnie Pig. Love and respect. Milano, my guy from Miami. That's my guy from Miami. Love and respect to Milano. Gloria, hey plus magnet. Love and respect to the Midwest. I believe Ohio. Love to you, Gloria. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. Appreciate you hanging in there with me. I know it's been a little bit rough. Thank you. Love you. All right. Back to the structure topic, and we're going to get into a little bit more live comments. So tonight, what I'm is you need to close an old chapter to open a new. Why am I reflecting on that? Because today I've been back up north. I had to travel back up north, a couple things for my job and a couple things to totally, cleaning out my old office and doing different things like that. It reminded me of when I, moved out of my house. And when I had to get rid of everything, it reminded me of the pain of throwing something away and how hard it is to close that chapter. Even though, like, I'm totally past that point. I'm totally willing to do it. I've done it before, but I've definitely realized in life, as you get older, you're not going to have the energy to close doors anymore. I couldn't imagine myself 65, 75 and getting ready to totally throw out everything I've owned and getting ready to totally change my life. The roots are so deep. Your energy as you get older is very hard. I mean, I'm 38, I'm in great shape, and to clean out my desk, and I didn't even have much there, but to totally clear that area out, throw things out that I kind of still had a little bit lingering. But you have to totally shut a door to open a new door. And then, like, in my personal life, I still had a mailbox up here. So I had to go and close the door and totally sever that route to that community, because I'm not coming back up in this way. I mean, I'll come back to Jersey for certain things if I need to for business or for my mom, but I'm at the point now where this is like my final hurrah up here. And I went to go close my mailbox that I had up here, and everything is harder to close than it is to open. Make a mental note. Everything in life is harder to get out of your life than it is to get in your life. It's easy to have someone move in your house. I went through that. It's hard to get them out. It's easy to walk into a dealership and say, hey, look, I want that car. They'll make it a point to put the keys in your hand so you drive off the lot and you do the paperwork another day, because they know it's easy to get into something. It's hard to get out, hard to close chapters. So I go to close my mailbox, and nice young kid working in the UPS store, and I said, look, I'm moving. I paid up through the year. I know you don't get a refund. It's non-refundable. I said, that's fine with me. I said, I just want to hand in my keys to the box. I'm going back down to Florida and doing what I need to do, and I want to totally get rid of this mailbox because I'm not coming back up north. And he said, oh, well, let me look. I don't know if we have any more termination papers left. So he looked, he couldn't find any. And like something didn't sit right with my spirit, but I said, all right, that's fine. It's not your fault. And he said, you have to come back another day. I'm like, oh, then I got to come back up here another day. And then as I was driving, I said, nowadays, every company, especially big companies like UPS, they have an internal website where you can print out basic forms. And that's a basic form. And so I called him back. I said, look, I'm just thinking. I said, there's no way you can like go on your website and print that form out. You got to have it somewhere in your internal page. And he goes, no, we do, but only the manager has the password. He goes, but let me look to see if I can do it. And he could do it. And he was able to do it. And I was so happy because I don't want to have to come back up here just to hand in my keys and sign paperwork. But this is what I've learned in life through downsizing and through changing, moving, and totally cutting ties. It's hard to cut ties. No one's motivated to help you to, when you're getting ready to leave someone's life, when you're getting ready to not come back to something, they're not really motivated to help you because they have no interest in it. You have to follow up. You have to present, like I had to present a solution to the problem, because there's no way you go forward if you keep old chapters open, if you keep old doors open. You have to really learn in life. The only pathway forward is when you have no option to go back, and there's nothing attached to your old life. That's why I said, what's the first step of getting your health together? You have to throw out every unhealthy thing in that house. You can't have a pint of chocolate chip mint ice cream in your house and think like you're getting ready to go on like a fast or a diet, or you shouldn't be doing any of that. You should be living you shouldn't have any junk food in your house if you want to get your health together. Because you can't keep an old chapter open and start to read a new chapter. You can't start a new healthy lifestyle with Haagen-Dazs in your thing. Now, look, I understand treats, but this is just from a guy who lost 200 pounds, okay? I don't need to ask Oprah how she did it because she ain't do it, all right? Everything in life, to go forward, you can't go backwards. If you have roots in your old life, you will go backwards. You have to sever roots, uproot your life. If you want a different life, you have to uproot your life. And you have to close doors. It was hard to get out of a church. I got to a season of my life, I thank God for one church that I was in. They were very much a helpful blessing in my life. But then I got to a season where I was ready to get out of there. And it was hard to exit. Very hard. But I knew you got to close that door. They were like, we were talking about different things. I was like, well, stay around for a year and then we'll do this and then we'll do that. And I was like, and for a week, I thought about that. And then I came back the next week. I said, look, I appreciate all that offer. I appreciate you being nice to me, but I think it's just time for me to leave. And they're like, well, you said you were going to stay another year to do this and this and that. I said, yeah, but my heart's not here anymore. My heart's not in Jersey. My heart's not in the church. My heart's not, my heart is going forward. And you can't go forward. You can't read a new chapter if you still have old chapters open. You can't. That's why I say, how do you change your life? Change your phone number. If you have texting buddies, texting girls, texting guys that you still like from your past and you haven't changed your number, you haven't changed your life. You're keeping old chapters open, and you talking about you want a new life. You don't want drama. You want drama. You want drama when people that shouldn't have your phone number have it. You want drama. Is it like awkward to tell somebody you don't want to give them their number? Yeah, I mean, I ran into a great friend, and I really got no reason not to give her my number because she was a great friend to me. And I just said, and she saw me. She said, Sam, what's your new number? I said, look, I don't give out my new number anymore. And and she was a great friend, a lot of respect for her. But why? I said, because, I ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, and I'm not better than, but my life is just at a different way. And I have to go forward. And this is the core of what I want to share tonight. At any time in life, your personal, your business, your professional, whatever you want to do, if you want something new in your life, you have to learn to close the old. And I have moved out of New Jersey to Florida, transitioned from a house to car living, done it the most responsible way over the course of 2 years. I didn't wake up one day. I knew I wanted to, like one day I said, I didn't wake up and say, all right, that's it. I'm going to Florida. I'm changing my whole life. I'm selling my house. It took a series of small steps over the course of 2 years to move, to change job positions, to reposition my life. And I'm just now severing the final ties. It takes that long to do it really responsibly. I mean, some people have different testimonies, but this is what I'm sharing with you tonight. Same thing with weight loss. How long did it take me to lose 200 pounds? 3 years. 3 years. Okay. Everything takes time, but you should start now, refine it as you go. You should not despise small beginnings. Dream big, start small. Big change is a series of small steps. But what I'm trying to tell you is as you step forward, you have to learn to close what's behind you. Because you can't start reading old chapters and try to focus on new ways. You can't. When I'm wrapping up and then we're going to get back to live comments. When I at first, repositioned my life down in Florida, but I still had to travel up here for work and be up here for work, I changed my phone number to a Florida phone number. And they said, Sam, why are you doing that? You already changed everything. You really don't need to change your phone number. Everyone has your old one. It doesn't matter what zip code your phone number is. I said, no, it does. It matters. It matters to me. When you start to position your life, I'm a Floridian. When you see my area code, you need to recognize that. Okay, I'm not from New Jersey anymore. I mean, I was born here. I respect Jersey. I love Jersey. But you have to make a statement. You're not the same person. It's like everything in life. You see friends that you grew up with. You have to, let it be known that you're different and that you've moved on and that's not you anymore. Whether it's your area code or anything else, you have to close that old door. You have to close that old perception. Now, who doesn't get that? Whoever doesn't. I'm tired of this. And that's when you change your life. You're just, you're willing to face the pain because you're tired of it. And you want something better. I'm tired of this. And that's when you change your life. Being able to tie your shoes. You're tired of seeing the same people. You're tired of paying for a house that doesn't inspire you. You're tired and you're ready to go forward. You're tired of showing up to one location. You want to work remotely. You want to do whatever. You have to get to a point where you're fired up. You're passionate. And that's my core message tonight. I'm going to get to live feeds now, and then we're going to go from there. Glory, love to you. Angelina, love and respect to Tampa Bay in the house. Hey, Sam, much love and respect. Congrats on 1 million. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, 1 million views. Thank you, Angelina. Good to see you. Hope. I've been thinking about you. I know you're living in a downsized apartment. Angelina, great viewer, been with me for a while now. She recently went through a painful divorce, and I'm not sharing that to put her on the spot. I'm sharing it to heal others. And she downsized her life. She went from one bigger apartment to a smaller apartment so she could live freer. I went through that today. There was some clothes like in my old desk. And I was tempted to take some of the clothes. And I said, Sam, you haven't worn these in months. You don't need this stuff. There's always a Walmart. Throw it out. There's always another Walmart. Okay. That's what you got to do. Colin, I'm coming down to Florida in November. Car camp. Amen. The only thing, yes, be mindful of, Colin, someone from experience, make some campground reservations because there is not many Walmarts, if any, to park in and to park legally and car camp safely. For the most part, you're going to need to either have campgrounds reserved, or go to Florida Water Management website where you can find preserves. Now it's going to be in the country land. There's some free camping for like 14 days, but there's a lot of nomads down in Florida, especially in the winter. And parking's a premium, man. And so you gotta move. Movement is your friend. When you live full time on your car, van, or RV, and if you're doing it, if you don't have a home base, movement is your friend. Don't be one of these people that get stuck idle, because that's how you get yourself in trouble. Just keep it moving. Sally, I love telling pushy salespeople, oh, I can't buy that because I live in a van down by the river. 15 years, and in the past 2 years, I'm living out of my Jeep. Is that people, when you do a purchase, when you're doing business, is where you live, whether it's an RV, car, or a tiny home, or a big home, it doesn't matter. Like when I lived in a gated community in a luxury condo, every time like I made a business transaction, my house was never a point of discussion. What was the point of discussion was, do I have the funds? Do I have the credit? Do I have the debt to income ratio? And it's the same thing like when you go on a job interview. I mean, do you have the qualifications? Do you have the resume? Do you have the recommendations from past employees? Who cares where you live? Like I never went on a job interview and they said, well, what type of kitchen do you have? Never went on a job interview and said, well, how does your basement look? When I go on a job interview, they want to know, what are my certifications? What's my previous work history in this area? And, give me some examples of problems you solved in this area. They want to know, can I make them money? I mean, that's part of business. No one cares really how you live, but it's a self-conscious thing, right? It's like anything else. Like when you're insecure sometimes about something, like you think like people are thinking about it, especially in the beginning of the nomadic life. But for the most part, it's really irrelevant for the most part. Angelina, right on. I'm glad I did my downsizing this year when I'm still somewhat young. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, every time, look, if you know you want to downsize, start right now. Because it's a painful process, but it's going to be more painful staying the same. And the older you get, the less energy. I didn't realize, I mean, now as I keep getting older, I mean, I keep saying, damn, Sam, good thing you did that. Because good thing I started at 36. I'm just about now totally done with my downsizing at 38. And I'm very hesitant now to buy a home base because I see how hard it is to close old chapters, how hard it is to, tie up all these loose ends. I mean, once you get situated somewhere, it's very hard to get out of that stuff. And, when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on, I mean, you just want, your health to be okay. And, you're trying to muster up enough energy to take a shower. You best believe when you're a senior, your number one priority with your energy needs to be taking a shower and going for a walk. And that'll take most of your energy. It won't, forget about downsizing. I mean, so you got to be very mindful of that. Start young, start now. I never heard anyone regret that they started downsizing too young. Okay? I never heard anyone regret that they started downsizing too young. I saw a guy one time, I was at Starbucks. He came up to my car. He said, I love your Jeep, man. I said, I appreciate that. And he goes, and then he came like by the window. We started talking. And then he goes, oh, yeah, you from Florida? And we started talking. I said, well, I just moved there this time. And he goes, oh, you camping out of your car. And I go, well, I downsized my life. I said, I sold my house. I started living on the road. And then I said, look, at the end of the day, I said, I'm probably like a little bit odd. I said, but what I've learned is less is more. And then he started laughing. This guy's about 80. And he starts laughing. He goes, man, I can't believe it. He goes, how old are you? I go, I'm at that time I was 37. I'm 38 now. I go, I'm 37. He goes, at 37, he goes, at the age of 37, if you've learned that less is more, you are farther than most people will ever be. He goes, I'm trying to tell my son that now. He goes, but he doesn't want to listen. I said, well, I understand. I've been on both sides of the fence. I said, but I appreciate that. And so make a mental note on that, guys and girls. Tease up. Hell yeah. You never walk away scot-free. They got your hooks in you. Look, that's why people offer things free initially. There was an old commercial back in the 80s about drug dealing. Like there was a drug dealer on the street corner and he always offered the first one free. And if you, consumerism, anything in life, whether people who want to get their hooks in you, they offer something initially free as a complimentary or sample or this, that. Like when you see samples in the store, it's not because like they're just happy and they want to give you a sample. It's because they want you to taste it, get addicted, and then buy. Everything is about getting their hooks in you. And it's very hard to get those hooks out. So stay free, my friends. Stay free. Shelly, thumbs up, heart emoji, hand clap, more hearts. Thank you, Shelly. Pirate King Buggy, that's my guy. Been giving a lot of positivity and love on the comments. I appreciate that, brother. Pirate says, I struggle with my weight, man. I inspire to follow your path. Thank you, Pirate. I encourage you to follow your own path. Take what you can from me, but put your own twist on it and follow your own path. That way you can define your life and you have enough empowerment to live your life. So I live mainly a plant-based diet and I walk. I'm not about extreme workout. I went through an extreme phase of my weight loss where I got all the way down to 150 and I stayed there for 2 years. I was very teen. So what I can tell you, brother, is walk, don't eat out, and don't keep unhealthy food in the house, but define your own path. Take what you can from me. But all the diets, the fast, the keto diets, it's all bullshit. That's what I tell you from my experience, okay? The main thing is just don't eat out and don't keep unhealthy food in your house. And go for walks daily. And when you're hungry, go for a walk, okay? When you're hungry, go for a walk. At night, go for a walk. In the morning, go for a walk. And if you have to move to Florida because that's where it's hot in the winter and you want to walk, that's what you do. That's what I did. Gloria, King Buggy, keep going. She says, Gloria's a good viewer. I'm 70. She's been here for a while now. A lot of people don't know about Gloria. I'm 71 and lost 90 pounds and started my bodybuilding. Hugs. Gloria, love and respect. Pirate, wow, all caps. That's amazing. Daddy Geek, what's up, Daddy Geek? Hey, Sam. Thank you, Daddy Geek. I appreciate you, man. I've seen your comments on my videos. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. Love and respect, Daddy Geek. Gloria, things can be hard, but not impossible. That's right. Good point, Gloria. Good point. So to everyone out there who's a senior citizen, just because I say downsizing is hard, and especially when you're older, I don't want that to be in a discouraging statement because you don't get any younger than you are now. It's a statement of urgency. You're never too old. You're never like what, but you just have to remember to be urgent, because every day we get older. Every day, I'm still middle-aged. Every day I feel my body deteriorating. It's true. I know for a fact I can't walk like I walked a couple years ago. And I'm 38, and I'm in good shape compared to a lot of people out there. So I am not trying to speak negativity on your life, but I'm trying to light a fire under your ass to a little bit. I mean, look, you ain't getting any younger. If you want to downsize, I know a lady that owns on the Jersey Shore. She owns a condo and she's got a little bit of money, her and her husband. And they had a big house in Pennsylvania. And they wanted to sell the big house in Pennsylvania and live mainly on their beach house and then like travel. And they've been talking about that for years. So when I started downsizing and stuff, I would see them when I would go for my walk in that area. And they would tell me she wanted to downsize. He didn't. And he goes, Sam, you don't realize we have all these little knickknacks. It's so overwhelming. But I know that she just must have felt something because she felt that her body was just like starting to give. And she wanted to try to do it, but he wasn't ready. And so sure enough, last year, she went through a major like health issue. Okay. And then when you're going through a major health issue and you don't have your full independence, forget about downsizing. There's no way. Because you don't have you have to put all your energy into your well-being. Self-care is number one priority in life. So what I'm trying to tell you is not to scare you, but to make you feel urgent that if you have your health, if you have what you need to do, start. And don't look back. Close those old doors. Figure it out as you go because you're not getting any younger in life. And let me tell you something. I've spent enough time with the elderly to tell you, do it now. Responsibly, even if it takes you 2 years, but you start now and you refine it as you go. Adventures on Vancouver. Love and respect to our Canadian brothers and sisters. Hey, yes, totally agree. When you change your life and become you gain so much. I agree with that. Including genuine friends. That's true. Totally agree with that. Overall happiness. Great point, brother. Good job. Yeah, I totally agree with that. The right people in your life only come when you start acting right. When do you start acting right? When you start becoming yourself and you won't tolerate. You just have to be yourself and surround yourself by good people. You should never have to be around people that you have to over-explain yourself to. If you have to over-explain yourself, if people don't get you, if it's a struggle to like get each other, just let them go. Close that door. That's what I'm saying. Don't keep them as text buddies. Don't keep them as like associates. Just close that door and make room for new people And, they're out there. Hung up 1984. Don't put off tomorrow what can be done today. I totally agree with that. 100 emoji back to you. I totally agree with that. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Totally agree. Good job. Pirate, I found your channel because I want to take a step forward in my life. Good, brother. It's the research I did that led me here. Well, good. There you go. Research, independent research is the first step to a wise decision. I don't want you to be misled by anyone, including me. That's why I encourage you, and I tell you, and sometimes I'm a little rough, do your own research. Why? Not because I want to be like a rough guy, because I want to empower you. How do I empower you? By telling you to do your own research. I share my stories. If you watch my videos, you can get my life lessons. But when you learn to research for yourself, you don't need to be on the hook to me or anyone else. You can do what's called forming your own opinion based on your own research and living your own life, being empowered in your knowledge. When you have to wait for a pastor to tell you, a friend, a family member, a leader, all that's fine. But you got to figure life out for yourself. Because what I've learned in life is most people don't even know their own path. Very few people are walking their own path the right way. Most people are totally lost. So, do your own research. That's the first step. Good job. Pirate says, I'm thankful. Well, I'm thankful to have you here, Pirate. Love and respect are the uncomfortable seats. I did a video about it. I just saw a lady this morning at Dunkin' Donuts. She said, oh, I love your Jeep. She goes, I'm thinking about getting one. What do you think? She said, overall, I like it. The worst part is the uncomfortable seats. You can't get like Jeep seats that are different. You'd have to totally like rip these seats out and put new seats in. But it's not a deal breaker. I still live on my Jeep. I love it. But I'm just letting you know, just be well. Nothing is perfect. There's no car that's going to be, or Jeep or van that's going to be 100% perfect. Life is about trade-offs. And so what I'm here to tell you is, it's a trade-off I'm willing to deal with. I got 2 sunroofs. I got everything else I like. It's gas efficient. I get 25 miles in the city per gallon. I get 30 miles plus per gallon on the highway. I love this car. It inspires me the way it looks, the way it feels, the double sunroofs. I love it. Now, would I get I have the Trailhawk edition. Would I get that edition again? That's the top model. Probably not. I think I could have did just as good, with a $20,000 to $25,000 model, whether it would be the limited or sport. I probably would have got the sport. And at the time they were coming out, I probably should have got the 75th anniversary edition. I like that edition when it had like the orange thing. But I'm happy with my Jeep. And it's been good to me. Good luck on your decision, Buck. Just remember this too. I want to do a video on this. Payments last a long time. Okay. Payments last a long time. 60 months, 5 years is a long time. Okay. Forget about finance an RV, 10, 20 years. That's a long time. It's never ending. I'm paying off my Jeep quicker. I could write a check to them. I'm paying off it quicker. I don't know why. I have a zero interest loan. But there's something mentally that hangs in your head when you have a loan. It's the last loan I have in this world. And what I can tell you is payments last a long time. Okay. Now you're going to need payments. Believe me. So I'm not against payments because look, you're not always going to be in a position where you could pay cash, and maybe you shouldn't. Sometimes if you can get a low interest or zero interest, I'm not against that. I am telling you that if you can find a Jeep, 5,000, you don't need the top model Jeep necessarily. Do what you want. But if you can get one for $5,000, $7,000 cheaper, that's less options, but cuts down your payments, do that. Because freedom is not being on the hook for long-term payments. If you got long-term payments, it may not sound like a long time, 60 months, 172 months, but that shit lasts forever. It's most of your life, so just be mindful. Someday, I'm rolling down my windows. Oh, I skipped somebody. I apologize. Buck says, also, people are telling me don't travel, don't sell things. I need to get a remote job, I think, first. Well, how did I do it? I sold everything. I kept my current job. And I stayed 2 winters in New Jersey, living in my car, almost froze my ass off. I did freeze my ass off. And then I applied for another job. So I say sell everything now, but keep your current job and then apply for it. It's going to take a long time. It took me 2 years to get a job that's remote. It may take you 2 weeks. I don't know. But in my experience, it takes a minimum 4 to 6 months to find a new job. A minimum 4 to 6 months. That's the average statistic to find a new job. So that's why they recommend having 6 to 8 months worth of savings, because they know that that's the average. It takes that long, even if it's an internal transfer. So, but I say sell everything now. Liquidate your life. When you're liquid, you're more flexible. Because like if you don't sell everything now and a remote job is offered to you, how are you going to take? I mean, well, I guess you could take it if it's remote, but in my opinion, liquidate now. Never put that off. Sell and downsize now, but don't put down new roots until you have secured income in that area. Don't start to travel before you have a job that you can support yourself with. That's what I would say. That's what I've done. Someday, ego. I am retired. Hands up emoji. I'm not mad at that. I'm happy for you. Hand back emoji to you. I always love doing that to you. Thank you. Tease up. Hey, Sam, congrats on the 1 million views. You once mentioned that you were rock bottom in your late 20s. What led you up the point and how did you recover? Good question. And when he says rock bottom, and I would say my late 20s with regards to weight, okay, that's when I kind of hit rock bottom. And financially, I was just starting to climb out of the hole in my late 20s. What made me climb out of the hill? This is what it was. In my mind, I always said when I hit 30, I'm going to hit the switch. Okay. When I get into my 30s, I'm going to get my health together. I'm going to be plant-based. I'm going to go down to Florida. I'm going to start that whole process. So what I did was I started that process as an immature person without planning, doing research, and doing foundational changes. So I started to get my health together by working out like a madman, just lifting weights and not changing my diet. When I did that, I was lifting weights, and then all of a sudden, not when I was lifting weight, just one day I woke up after 2 weeks of starting to work out again. I had nerve pain shooting up and down my arm, up into my jaw, down my back. I was in so much pain I couldn't function. Went to a hospital, and I went to the emergency room, and then there was such a long wait that I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I left. The pain was so bad I had to go back. So I went back, they did all the tests. They said, you're not having a heart attack, but you have muscle damage. And it looks like you may have pinched a nerve, and that nerve pain, that pinched nerve is causing nerve damage. It was scary as hell. When you're in the hospital and when your nervous system is like shutting down and like you have pain everywhere, physical pain, forget about it. And I said, that was a wake-up call. I said, I'm going to start researching. I'm going to start reading the back of food labels. I'm going to start getting my life together, seriously, not playing around. And that was the beginning of my health journey. And like I said, you got to do things in order. Your first step to changing your life is self-care, mind, body, and soul. I already did the soul. I already did the 10 years in church and my own research, searching various faith doctrines and kind of figuring out what I want to believe for me. And I started on my financial journey. I started in my late 20s to crawl out of debt. And then that's how I started my health journey. And then it just progressively built over time. But I knew like I wanted better. And then also like when I lost all that weight and I started dating again, I went through a heartbreak. And that heartbreak like really fucking pushed me over the edge to really like finish it off. Not have a cheat day, really get my life together and not live passively, but live aggressively. Sometimes heartbreak will be the biggest thing to push you to the next level. It can't be the initial thing. The only way you initially start to get your life together if it's something you want. But along your journey, there'll be one little heartbreak that'll push you to the next level. And that's my experience. Gloria, congrats on the 1 million. Thank you. Colin, casino parking. I wouldn't do it. Casino parkings to sleep in your car is not legal. Not to say that, look, if you want, I'm not a cop here trying to tell you like what to do. But all I'm trying to say is I don't want to be in a casino parking lot sleeping and then like get harassed by and have problems with the law. It's just not my style. Just like parking like in residential streets is not my style. So, but if that's something you want to do, I'm not look, there's plenty of gray areas in life. And for one-offs, if something like, if you were really tired, I'm not against it. But I don't camp out in casinos. I don't camp out in hospitals. I don't camp out in residential areas. I go, truck stops, Walmarts, campgrounds, once in a while, family members' driveway. Friends drive, not really much though. Mainly it's public areas, but that are zoned for that for 1 days or however many days I have a permit. But again, if you have something that works for you, like I know plenty of people that got their own thing. Look, do what works for you. The bottom line is in the nomadic life, here's the bottom line. No matter what you do, movement is your friend. The longer you start to stay parked at the same place and you go back to the same places, you're going to get in trouble. Okay. And this dream will turn into a nightmare. Movement is not only your friend, it's mandatory. When you sign up to be a nomad, you are not signing up to become a resident in a casino parking lot, to become a resident in a Walmart parking lot. You are signing up to move constantly. That's why people get burnt out and they want home bases. That's why the average person won't travel more than 8 months consistently or live full-time in their car, van, or RV for more than 8 months because they get burnt out. You got to move. That's what you sign up for. If you don't want to move, try it. But this is you may end up going back to apartment. I had a viewer in here. Shout out to American Writer. He was from, I think, Texas. And he did it for like 9 months. And then he went back to an apartment. It just wasn't for him. So you just have to be mindful. I mean, it's a very select amount of people in life that do this long term. Deb, how do Floridian nomads deal with hurricane seasons? The same way New Jersey ones did. When I was in New Jersey, we had a hurricane, and Hurricane Sandy, and I had a condo and lost power for a week. When you're a nomad, hurricanes are the easiest things to navigate. Why? You start your car and you go. When mobility is your greatest asset as a nomad for your job, because you can get a job anywhere. You're mobile. And for a natural disaster. If a hurricane comes, guess who is in the best position? Someone who's living full-time in their car. Why? All you got to do is start your car. If you have a house, if you have an apartment, if you have you got to bunker down or you got to go to a shelter if you get a call to evacuate. So mobility is your greatest asset. And that's kind of like the reason I veer away from getting a home base. But that's why the home bases I am looking at, they're RV lots. Okay, they're just a concrete pad and with utilities on it. And that way, if I need to move because a hurricane's coming, it's just a concrete pad. Nothing's going to blow down. So that's how they deal with it. That's how they should deal with it, in my opinion. Pirate. Downsizing is amazing, man. Yeah, it's freeing. It's hard to get there, but it's freeing. Only reason you spend a lot is to please others. To some point, that's right. But you never please yourself. That's also true. I would agree with that. Biggest mistake I did was leasing car to impress others. I agree with that. Man, I canceled a lot of things I was paying money on for no reason. I agree with that. God bless you, man. God bless you also. Cancel your cable. What's the first step to downsizing? If you still have cable, in my opinion, I think you're losing. There's nothing good on cable. News, Hallmark Channel, Kardashians, it's all garbage. All you need is your cell phone, YouTube, and you can pay for it. If you want to do Netflix, it's up to you. I don't have any of that. I just have free YouTube. That's all I watch, and I'm fine with that. The biggest blessing and the biggest thing I don't miss about having a house is TV. I hate TV. And I don't even watch them. I might spend most of my time outside or working. I watch a couple people on YouTube, very limited, and I enjoy life. I love that. Wise Man says on a live check-in, if someone won the lottery, do you think they should rent or own their house free and clear? Well, it depends how much, right? If you want to scratch off for $100,000, it'd be questionable. If you won the lottery and you took home more than $1 million net, then I would say own. Okay. Here's the if you like that area and you plan to stay there. Okay. Because and here's the key. If you had $1 million take home, I wouldn't spend more than 200K max. Why? Because it's not just the initial purchase. It's the maintenance fees. It's the recurring cost. Even if you have no mortgage, you're always going to have property taxes. You're always going to have maintenance costs. You're always going to have home insurance. And you're always going to have a mental attachment. That's the thing that really burnt me out. Even if you have the money, if you're like me, even if you're at the point where you have the money, do you want the mental attachment? Do you want the mental attachment? It's up to you. So I wouldn't say for everyone. Back in the day, I would say definitely own. But what I've learned in life is, think about that. If you know you get anxious being in one place, If you don't like heavy commitment, I don't like commitment. Okay. That's why I'm very hesitant now to get a home base. I'm looking at a lot of different options, but I'm hesitant. I don't like commitments. It's hard to close that chapter if you ever want to move on with your life. Anyone who's ever bought and sold property, I think, can testify to that. And I've had property, I've owned property, and I could pain in the ass. But if you had a ton of money and you wanted to buy something, own it, but you're never going to own it, you never pay off a mortgage, then you're going to always owe property taxes. You're going to always owe maintenance fees. You're going to always owe renovation costs. You're going to always have neighbors that you can't say, look, I want them to move or I have to move. You're going to always be owned by that plot to some extent. It's not a bad thing. I look at options, but this is what you need to mentally accept and understand. And it should be a small percentage of your net worth. It should be living below your means. So there's nothing wrong with owning property if it's below your means and you're willing to accept the long-term mental commitments and recurring maintenance obligations. Deb, what music do you listen to that inspires you for walking? Well, I've been listening to the new Drake album. You know, mainly hip hop and R&B. That's always been my go-to. Once in a while I listen to jazz instrumental, but that's what I listen to. I definitely am trying to minimize my kid stuff, but with 4, it's tough. Well, I can understand. I totally understand. I mean, with children, it's harder. There's no doubt. Even with a spouse, it's harder. The more people you have in a life, the harder it is to move in one direction. When you're by yourself, you have greater mobility. That's why I like being single. You know, right now I have all the capacity to be in a relationship. I have the capacity to own a house. Why don't I be in a relationship? I don't want the obligation. I could afford to be in a relationship. Not, you know, I could just a frivolous one at that, but I don't want any commitment to anyone. I don't want a relationship. But that's just me. But I understand if you're having kids, it's harder. Pirate. We live in an era of flexing. Everyone wants to show off their most expensive thing. Well, it's always been like that. I mean, since the days of King Tut and everything else, Solomon, there's always been flexing. There's always been ego. That's human nature. Human nature since the beginning of time. Society is not, if anything, society is better than it was years ago. Okay? Because back in like the Roman Empire and even before, you know, you were either a peasant or a king. And if you were a king, you totally looked down on everyone else in that land. So we are in the most blessed time in society. The most blessed, opportunist time. But human ego will always play a part. And that's why, you know, you just need to be yourself. And you have to be willing to be unliked and questioned by others. Angelina, laugh out loud. Yes, less is more. I have empty closets in my apartment. Yes, he downsized our apartment. And people want to give me their crap to fill up. No thanks. You can't give stuff away. That's what I learned. Like I was giving stuff away today, a couple things like extra that I had. Hard to give. I asked, I said, look, you want this? They said, well, I said, throw it out. If you even hesitate, do you want this? And you better take it. If you don't want to take it right away, I throw it out. I probably threw out $5,000 worth of collectibles when I had my house. People offered to come get it, but I said, you coming right now? They said, well, I got to make a schedule. I said, never mind. It's getting thrown out. Okay. Why? Because I want it gone immediately. I got to go forward. And you don't go forward holding on to something else why they schedule a pickup for you and it's going to take forever. No, I'm not going to do that. I got to go forward. All right. You don't get down to your promised land without that mindset. Okay. You'll be lingering around in your 60s, 70s, and 80s waiting for your family members to come pick up the shit that you don't want. And they don't even have room for that shit. Throw it out. Just my opinion. Do what you want. It's my opinion. Do what you want. Solomon, what's up, Sam? Peace emoji. I ended up going through years of paperwork, and that's very hard. It is. Paperwork's hard, but everything right now can be done digitally. Take a picture of it, send yourself an email with that picture, and throw that paperwork out. I will never collect that much again. Yes, totally agree with that. I agree. Good job. Angelina, good to see you, Solomon. Love and respect. Angelina, I think the most important thing I've learned from your videos is practice self-care. Yes, before anything else. Well, Angelina, hand clap emoji to you. If you got that, I'm very thankful because that's the core message. Good job. Thank you, Angelina. Integrated my man going the wrong way guy. What's up, brother? Hey, brother, man. I'm late, but great to see you. Always good to see you, man. Good to see you. Someday, ego. I'm just going to say someday because I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last part right. It took me 6 years to downsize a huge 4-bedroom house. Well, I have compassion on that 4-bedroom house. I give you a lot of credit. Good job, someday. Cool dude. What's up, cool dude? Hey, bro. I wondered if you ever litter. No, I don't. I don't have much to litter. But I put all my stuff in a bag and I throw it out in a trash area. I don't litter. I'm respectful to my environment. I always been like that. I'm not, so yeah, I don't litter. Data geek. Sam, I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my chihuahua yesterday. I'm sorry. I lost my dog. It's a horrible thing. And I'm struggling with bad depression. I understand that. Just wanted to say love and respect to you because you feel better after listening to you just in a dark place. Data geek, thank you. I had a boxer dog for 10 years. I had to put that boxer dog down, broke my heart. I couldn't tell anyone for 6 months. Why? Every time I thought about it, I cry like a baby. And you feel guilty. If you ever have to put your pet down, it's a guilty feeling. But she was throwing up blood. I mean, you get to a point where, it's like you don't want to see your pet suffer anymore. So I don't know how your pet passed. I don't need to know. But for me, my pet was like my child. And yes, and you beat yourself up. I mean, you feel like, well, I could have been a little bit more patient this day. I could have did this or that. But you got to know that at the end of the day, you gave your dog the best life you could. And you gave him a good life probably. If you're thinking about it, you gave your dog a good life. And it's hard. It makes you also have compassion for all the parents out there that ever lost their child. You don't realize, that type of pain until you experience it. And so love and respect, brother. Deb, I definitely agree. You can feel your body fall apart. Thank you, Deb. I am overweight, love to you, and have fibromyalgia. I know a friend down in Florida who has that. Yep. So I got to keep moving to an extent. I totally agree. I'll never forget arthritis commercial I saw that says a body in motion stays in motion. When I had nerve pain, you know what would help me feel better? Going for a walk, letting that blood flow. Okay? Movement is life. Not just if you're a nomad, if you're somebody that's struggling with fibromyalgia, anything. I mean, I know it's hard to move when you have that. Whatever you have, it's hard to move. But as much as you can without hurting your health, you got to move. Movement is life. My mom has diabetes. She'll be in bed shaking her hands to get the blood flow. I said, Ma, get up. Let's walk around a little bit. Because the blood doesn't flow, when you're overweight and, you got to try to make the blood. You get pins and needles. Because when you get pins and needles and your hands or your feet go numb, that's because your blood isn't circulating. And, I understand. Gloria. I retired and sat my ass in that. Every day I looked in the mirror and watched me grow old to you. Now with exercise and a diet, I feel 10 years younger. Amen. And look younger. Definitely agree with that. Keep moving. Yeah. That's wisdom. Listen to Gloria. She's got a lot of good life experience. She shared a lot, channel. It's true. It's true. Look, you're never going to feel like you're 20 again. I don't care what anyone tells you, okay? I'm in better shape now than I was when you're not going to feel it. But you will always feel better than if you just sat around ate Chick-fil-A. Don't eat pizza on Friday night. Stay positive. Jennifer M. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you. Deb, when you hit rock bottom, make sure that you land on your back because from there is no way but up. Amen. That's positivity. Love to you, Deb. Gloria, love my Cherokee. I know you do. I love my Jeep Renegade. We're Jeep family. Patricia, is anyone else having trouble with the transmission breaking up? Yeah, that's why it's tough going live. I never know if it's going to be good or not, but I just want to do it, and hopefully it comes across good enough. Pirate, the stream does cut off from time to time, at least. Thank you for hanging in there, everyone who hangs in there. Pat says, I can now I can hear Sammy. Pat, Sammy, I can't hear you. Uh-oh, I don't know what happened. Pat, Pirate, YouTube isn't made for live streaming. That's true. I think that's the big issue because I have great service. And I mean, I got all my bars and everything else I do on my phone. When you live stream and when you live stream for a long period of time, you almost have to be hooked up to a hard wire. You can't really do it through wireless, not live streaming. It takes a lot of data. And that's what I've learned. But I don't know, because when I first started going live, and I was in areas with less wireless than I have now, my live streams were never choppy. So I don't know what's been going on. Pirate, try refreshing your page. I can hear him. Patrick, thank you. Patricia, got it. Good. I'm glad I'm back. Oh, L12FL. Hey, Sam, sending love and respect from Stomping Grounds in South Florida. Thank you. And then she gave me the hand up, heart. Add Data Geek, condolences, yes, on the loss of your dog, definitely. It's difficult losing a furry friend. It's horrible. Feel better soon, sending hugs. Yes, in my opinion, don't get another dog, especially immediately. Heal. I know people that they lose a pet, they get another pet immediately. Do what you want, but take a season for yourself. You need to heal, and having a pet is a lot of responsibility. They're a lot of love. They're a blessing. I love pets. I love dogs, but I'm here to tell you, they're a lot of work. Take care of yourself. Don't make any further commitments until you heal. Big news. You know woohoo. What's up, man? Love your channel. Thank you, and I appreciate that positivity. Thank you. BBT on the live checking. What's up, BBT? Colin. I won't sleep in a casino lot more than once on this trip. Well, I understand that. I'm going to drive down East Coast and West Coast, 11-day trip. Colin, do you? I want you to have a great time. Move however you want. Love and respect you, and I'll pray for you for safe travel and mercies. Cassandra. Hey, Sam. First time listening to you. Cassandra, good to have you. Love and respect. Woohoo. I own my house. Good job. It's very stressful. Oh, see, you know, and you own it. All I do is clean, and work. I never want to clean again. I totally understand. Thank you for sharing, woohoo. I never want to clean a toilet bowl again. I was looking at a home base. I said, if I buy a home base, I got to buy a plunger again. Do I want to buy a plunger? Nope. If I buy an RV lot and I put an RV on lot, if I put an RV on it, you know what I'm doing? I'm not hooking up the black water tank. I'm going to put a plastic 3 mil bag and I'm going to take a dump right in that bag. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. I never want to flush a toilet again. Not unless it's in Planet Fitness. Nope. I don't want to clean a toilet. I don't want to clean a grout lawn. I don't want to clean the grout on the shower. I don't want to buy paper towels anymore. I never want to buy any of that stuff. Windex, I'm done. I'm burnt out. Nope, I totally agree with that. Biggest Brown Eyes, stream in, stop, and go for me. Congrats on 1 million. Thank you, Biggest Brown Eyes. Solomon, you're right. Just like everyone don't need kids, not everyone can be homeowners. Totally agree. I didn't always appreciate that, and I bought into the hype that everyone should be homeowners, but it's totally wrong. You're totally right. I tried twice, and it's not for me, Solomon. It's true. And I got another great viewer here, Alice. Her sister keeps trying to pressure her to buy a house, and she don't want the responsibility. Look, knowing yourself is the key to all decisions. Knowing yourself is the key to all decisions. If you know you don't want the burden, the responsibility, the maintenance of owning a house, even if it doesn't help you financially, don't own it. Life isn't all about making the most financial equity decisions. Life is about living below your means, but after that, you make decisions not always based on money. As long as you're living below your means, you know, sometimes it's worth it to take a financial loss to live the way you want to live. Never forget that. Gloria, I put stuff on a curb and by the morning it's gone. Well, I'm not mad at that. Star Pack, that's my brother Star Pack. What's up, Sammy? Hope I'm not too late. You're never too late. Congrats on the 1 million views. Star Pack, I couldn't do it without you reminding me to stay hydrated. I got a shout out yesterday on Buckhead Nation. He was streaming a game, and I thought about you. I thought, well, maybe Star Pack mentioned me. This brother I guess he just saw my video, and I was very appreciative of that. Love and respect to Buckhead Nation, man. Meadow Tails. Hey, Sammy. Hey, love and respect to the Philippines. Hand wave emoji. Good to see you, Meadow. I want you to sing again. Gloria, delayed. You look like cheap Japanese movie, Out of Sync. You remember those movies I used to love those movies. I couldn't wait till Saturday morning that I could watch the karate movies where so they were like lip talking and somebody else like did their vocals. I used to love those movies. Susan, amen on the pets, still healing. Totally agree with that. Gloria says, hey, Cassandra. Pirate, having shitty neighbors and being homeowner is the worst thing ever. Totally agree. I was blessed with good neighbors. I actually, when I was been back up in New Jersey, I actually saw one of my ex-neighbors, and I love her and her husband. They've been a blessing to me. But what I'm here to tell you is just, you know, you can get bad neighbors, and it's like being married. You can't just up and leave. You know, like say you love your place and you got a paid off mortgage and you have bad neighbors, you're stuck. Not good. SW. Hey, Sam, been a while. Congrats on the 1 million views and 5,000 subscribers. Thank you, SW. I appreciate you, and I remember you, and I thank you. Meadow. Oh, congrats, Sammy. And then she gets a smiley face. Thank you. Sophie. Hey, Sophie. I love that cat face emoji. I love it because it's like a neon cat. Hey, Sophie. Meadow, very happy for you. And then she gave the cheese emoji. Thank you, Meadow. Starpack. I'm glad I'm part of the journey to 1 million. Starpack, you are etched in the history of this channel. Just about every live feed, especially all the good ones, like from the classic days, you're the first one on there telling me to stay hydrated, man. You're going down in history, brother. Love to you. L12FL. What fun stuff is there to do up in New Jersey this weekend? Well, great weather, so Jersey Shore. That's what I would say. Other than that, I don't really go to events, but if you go to Jersey Shore, there's plenty of events down at the beach. So that's why I would say look into that. Um, Tease up. What do you think about renting out your house and living nomadically? No, I don't want to be a landlord. That's my opinion. That's my experience. My mom owned a multi-family house and she still does. Total disaster. When you want to rent out your house, you're saying you want a job. Being a landlord is a job. If you're saying you want to work, you want more work in your life, you want more responsibility, you want to deal with more people, then be a landlord. If you want more maintenance, be a landlord. If you want to be a project manager, be a landlord. If you want to be a business owner, be a landlord. It's work. I don't want work. I want convenience. I want simplicity. I want less stress. If you want more stress, be a landlord. I want less. I want to live light. That's why I didn't rent out my house. Nope, not for me. But some people, they like real estate. I don't like real estate. I don't want to be a landlord. Nope. Brenda. Hey, I'm new. Good to see you. Sophie, good to see you, Brenda. Sophie, my cell service generally isn't good enough to stay long, but I'm parked somewhere that seems good today. Well, Sophie, good to see you. I love that cat. Well, love to everybody, man. Alexis, what's up? I am a landlord. See, here, listen to Alexis, guys. Come on. Alexis says, I am a landlord, and it's all caps, the worst. Better off living in it yourself or selling. I totally agree. 100 emoji to Alexis. Sell that house or live in it, but don't rent it out. For most people, total disaster. Listen to Alexia, guys. Very important. Good comment. Gloria, I was feeling old and sick and I bought a house near my daughter. Great story here. Long story short, but it's a good story. They moved and I'm stuck with the house and I don't want it. I'll keep it for the winter. Powerful lesson. I always remember Gloria for that, and I thank her for sharing. Never buy a house for a family member. Don't buy a house for your spouse. Don't buy a house for your mother. Don't buy a house for your kids. Because what you'll learn in life is they'll eventually want to go their own way and you'll want to go your own way, and all you're left with is resentment. Buying a house, doing a home renovation will not make your spouse happy. It'll not make your mother happy. It'll not make your father happy. It'll not make your kids happy. It'll make everyone miserable. What should you do? Live light and spend quality time with your family. Quality time. Not renovation time. Not I want to live next to you. Quality time. Good job, Gloria. I'll never forget you, and I always appreciate you. Cindy Eastwood. Least is best. We on the same page. Thumb up emoji to you. Ricardo, that's our brother from Massachusetts. What's up, Sam? How you been? Still working and grinding. I think about you. Good job, man. It's good to be back on my feet. Ricardo, I'm so proud of you, brother. Ricardo took a job. It wasn't a job he wanted, but that's how you move forward in life. You sometimes have to do what you don't want, and he's consistently been showing up. I'm proud of Ricardo, and I'm proud of you. Amen. Guys, girls, I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I do not neglect acknowledging you guys. I really appreciate everyone on this channel. And I'm very thankful. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Love going live. I hope the live feed is as good as possible, but I want to keep it as part of this channel because it's just it's a blessing to me. And I'll try to go live as much as I can. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. I'm just thankful. I just want to say that. Sophie, my job is horrible. I'm actively looking. Well, that's how you do it. When your job is bad, look for a new one, secure a new one, then move on. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Nick. Gloria, thank you. Ricardo, thank you. Love to everyone, man. Have a peaceful night. Peace be with you. Thank you, Data Geek. How do I stay full of energy? It's good self-care. Plant-based diet. I'll share more in a tattoo on another video. Plant-based diet. Keep good people in your life and walk. And the grace of God. Love to you. I see you. Woohoo. We're gonna get back. Pirate. Love to you. Love to everyone, man. Peace and love.